So it's going to be a really fun surprise. That's what I'll tell you. And you'll get to be a part of it. So woohoo! Awesome. Yeah. Awesome. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Giving Tuesday, as it were. So many of you guys have jumped in different ways. Thank you. So many of you have jumped in different ways, and not just today, but just in general. I mean, folks are very mindful of today. So this is, I mean, that's why it's Giving Tuesday. But really thought it'd be a fun way to kind of not to wrap the day up, so folks will still be jumping in later tonight, but a good way to just have some fun together, to be honest with you. Like, have some fun together about folks' stories and you know, you hear me say all the time, like, give your time, give your energy, give your resources to stuff you actually believe in. Like, people you actually believe in, stuff you actually believe in. The road to burnout is when you don't do that. Like, obligation does not work. Like, it does not work. And the interesting thing, I think, too, is we're dynamic, so that changes. You know, what I cared about, I mean, you can resonate with this, Jeff. Like, the stuff I cared about 20 years ago, I don't care about as much now, right? It just doesn't resonate with me. And so yeah, grateful to have you guys on. If you want to just go around and kind of introduce yourselves, who you are, you know, where do you currently breathe oxygen at, and most of the time, and when you went through breakthrough, and yeah, just like what do you yeah, like what do you love about your life right now? Let's do that. So let's start with right there.
Is that us?
That's you, Christina and Donald. Yes.
We are Christina and Jonas. I went through breakthrough at the end of 2009.
10.
I thought it was 9. Anyway, I have not only participated in getting to watch my own children go through, and family and friends, but I've gotten the opportunity to work in the room for several years. And what I love most about breakthrough is seeing the freedom that people get when they just let go, when they just let themselves be who they are, 100% soul level. And it's beautiful. It is beautiful and breathtaking. And that is my favorite thing about breakthrough, is freedom, the freedom that people get from so many things.
Right. And do you guys want to share about the fact that the thing that you're living in right now is, I say thing, the dream that you're living in right now is, I mean, there's so many,
special.
Yeah, there's so many interconnections and there's so much synergistic energy with that.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Talk to that.
Yeah, my name's Jonas, and we currently reside in Clinton Lake in Lawrence, Kansas, and we're nomadic, so we'll be someplace else next month. And I went to the breakthrough experience in 2009 and 10 during the winter, and then our kids went, and Christina went, and a bunch of our friends have gone, and people we know. And so really, I think Christina really explained it expressed it well, which is, and I think we talk in two different kinds of freedom. There's the freedom from stuff that we finally, walked away from, that kind of that drop in the load, putting things down, quitting, don't carry burdens that we don't need to. And then there's the freedom that once you get rid of those burdens and get rid of those things that are swirling around your head and confusing you, the next thing you know, you have the freedom to go live a life that you really want, and to go live a life that you just really believe in and
dreamed of.
And that's freedom, that freedom to live exactly the way you want to. because you gave some things up, because you changed your life, and because you see things differently. And I really believe in that program for that. I think it's awesome for that.
So I know some of you guys' story, okay, but there's a lot of people recently that don't know your story, and I just assume that it's like, oh, you guys know, what's happened with Joneses. Like, give us like real quick snapshot. Like, what the hell did you do? Like, what did you do? Like, what did you get rid of? What did you grow into? Like, what did you know what I mean?
Okay. So in 2018, I went on a women's retreat with some beautiful women, many of them from HeartConnexions. And one of the things that the beautiful Lisa Heston and I spoke about for the weekend were tiny houses and communal living and all of that. And I got home that weekend. I told him I needed tacos because we'd had too much good food. And so as we're walking out the door, he said, you know what I looked at all weekend when you were gone? Tiny houses and campers. And I just said, if you are not ready to have this conversation, don't start it, because I'm ready. And by July 4th of 2019, right?
Yeah.
Good day.
We were pulling out of our home in Overland Park, Kansas, that we had just sold. So many people from Breakthrough jumped in, dove in, helped us. We basically, we full on sold everything we own except our artwork that went to our children. And if it does not fit in a 34-foot home that we have, or in the back of our van, we don't own it. And I would say we had a very nice home. We did not have a big home, but our home was communal space that was amazing. So we dove off, and I would say, speaking for both of us, we've never been happier. We are both doing what we've always dreamed we'd get to do. I'm doing art full time. He's doing speaking and writing. We're in.
We just basically decided that in our 50s to change our life.
Mm-hmm.
And instead of switching over to and we're not retired, we just switched our jobs. We're just switching our jobs, and it was a giant dare, but our living standard is so nice, and our living standard is so simple and economical that it's been something we always kind of dreamed about and talked about and joked about, living off grid and that kind of thing. And here we are, and we're perfectly happy.
And we don't suffer. For anybody who's like, oh, they have camp out food and things like that. No, we have, a gigantic television. We have internet all the time. We're very comfortable. We have a fire going right now. So it's amazing. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And we did that because, once we kind of cleared some things out of our hearts and out of our heads about where we were in life 10 years ago, mm-hmm. and started to practice different living. We got our kids growing out of the house. We stood around 3 months later and realized the house was 14 times bigger than I wanted it. I didn't need all that. Didn't even want all that house. And once we realized that, we just acted on it. We just chose to act on it. And we put the wheels in motion. And really, it was really hard to move out of the house and sell everything. It was one of the hardest things we've ever done. But once we hit the road, we never even looked back. And it's really how we feel to this minute. It's just an amazing amount of freedom and opportunity to go have new jobs and different income and different things in our lives that we want.
Awesome. Thank you guys. Thanks for jumping in. Yeah, it was great to see you. Great to see you earlier today. I was wondering, it's like, man, where are they going next? Like, where are they?
We're going to Alan Chapman's house in Tahlequah, Oklahoma.
Yes. Yeah. All right. that's home away from home too, and Angel Fire, New Mexico, by Taos and Santa
Yes.
Fe, and yeah,
Yep.
some magic there. So, what up, Rachel Keck? Good to have you on. All right, let's go. Let's see. Let's go right. Let's Kurt Hedberg. Yes, we'll go with Kurt. So Kurt, yeah, just a little bit about your life, dude. You share. I don't. Is this share about a little bit about your adventures, maybe adventures that you've been on or going on, and why do you believe in this? Where you live, like where do you breathe oxygen most of the time, and how are you here, man? Like how did you make it here? Like how do we know each other?
So that's a good question, and some of it I have to think about a little bit. But, I live in Rogers, Arkansas, so Northwest Arkansas. Went to Breakthrough, I believe it was fall of 2018 in Kansas City.
Yep.
I actually grew up in Kansas City. The Jepsons were the ones that turned my wife and I on to HeartConnexion and Breakthrough. And wow, just what a great experience to be able to see people change, just a wonderful change, and have joy come back into their life. And for a person like me who is a physician and sees people and helps people every day, there's still just something that's missing in my life, and a lot of it is connection with other people. And even though I have to maintain this professional distance, and I really enjoy helping people, and soaked in the in the well of empathy here, there's still just times when things just get so down, and you start questioning why is life like this, or why have I been dealt some of these cards that aren't the greatest in situations. But Breakthrough HeartConnexion has brought so many good things to me. Made me realize that I'm still a loved individual. That and it's just wonderful to see people experience this, and that's what's so exciting about it to me, is to see people come in and be a little scared and wonder what's going on, and then eventually see this light that turns on inside of them. So, and yeah, what's happening in my life, I don't know. I'm still constantly trying to figure out what I really want to do, or what directions things want to lead. But my wife and I have really been into travel. So we're leaving in a few weeks. We're going to Antarctica. Going to go see the summer at the South Pole. So
you should say that so nonchalantly. I love it. Like it's like you do.
Yeah,
I love it.
Yeah, we're planning for cold weather in a different way in the summer on the other end of the earth.
Oh, awesome. That's been. I love you, dude. Like that's fantastic. And you want to share too? Recently, I saw you at the Grief and Hope ceremony, which is it's a little snapshot. I know you were familiar with. It's a little bit of a snapshot from when we did the men's rites of passage, like part of the exercise. But Alex was there helping facilitate it and put it together and execute it. And we had folks from 5 states come to that, like down this half mile down a dirt road to a massive bonfire. So anyway.
Yeah, I think my eyebrows are starting to grow back from the heat from the bonfire. But it was a fantastic outdoor experience. I think most of you know that I lost my sister at the first of this year, who was a Breakthrough alum, and so her son, my nephew, has just really been struggling with grief. He's lost his mother, he lost his father not long before that, and then very recently, in the latter part of this year, lost his grandmother. So most all of his family is gone now, except for me and my parents and his wife's family. So I thought, this would be a great experience for hopefully him to maybe even see just a little bit about what some of these immersive type experiences are, and then also be a mechanism of some way for him to maybe display his anger and grief for the, kind of the feeling of being dealt too many bad cards in one hand. So yeah, so the men's rites of passage. How long ago was that now, Brad?
Man. It was 2000, the fall. Yeah, is the fall before COVID hit. So,
Okay.
no, spring before COVID. So I guess it was 2019,
spring
right?
before COVID.
Mhm.
Yeah, I also attended that. That was a great experience. And then, yeah, this grief and hope session was really good just a few weeks ago.
Awesome.
So, great
Glad
time.
you're here, man. Glad you're here, bro, and appreciate you. I mean,
Thank you.
appreciate you. I'll share this too. You actually have a slide in your house. Like you actually have a slide in your house.
I do.
And my first go with that said slide didn't work out so well. I got my shoe caught and I totally bit it.
I'll sell the video for the highest bid that will go to
You do have video of
fundraising.
it. Oh man. So just appreciate you, brother, and thanks for being here. So we will go to Alex right below me. Okay. Yeah. By the way, I'm gonna share this too. Like we are at 60% of our goal for Giving Tuesday. So from all past, and that was like an hour ago. So it may be more than that now. So awesome. Thank you guys. Alex.
Hi, everyone. I'm Alex McAnderson. I'm currently in Shawnee at your Wellness Connection, where in my office, hanging out with you guys. So thank you for having me. A little bit about me, just where to start? I got to experience the magic of breakthrough this year, and it was like nothing I've ever experienced before. Brad kind of kept it like, just come. And I was like, okay. And with someone that's very familiar with those type of healing spaces, this completely like blew me out of the water. And I know earlier today we had some technical difficulties, so I may be repeating myself a little bit, but hopefully you can hear me this time. It was like where healers go to heal, and it was the first place where I felt so supported and so loved that I was able to dig so deep into the subconscious mind and heal in a way that I didn't even know was possible. And so that's why this is important to me, because I've been able to see the transformation in my life, the transformation in what I can do to assist others, and the light that I bring to this world. And it's as I heal, you heal, as you heal, I heal. So that's why it's really, really important to me to always give back and to participate and to share any magic that I have, any wisdom that I, have struggled to receive with anyone that's ready to listen.
If you're up for it, you share a little bit of your story and your journey in life, like how are you how did you find your way to Midwestern into the Kansas City area?
Right. So I was originally born in Mexico. My father was involved politically, so we had to actually flee the country, or he had to flee. And when we went into hiding for about 6 months till we could come over, and grew up in California, moved to Kansas City in 2004. I had a soccer scholarship to play soccer at Baker. So, and all of these things, I'm saying them very quickly, but a lot of things happened for me to come here just because of coming from a different country and having a very complicated political asylum immigration case. There's always been an opportunity for me to be very resilient and for me to take the very scenic route on a lot of very easy things. So that's how I ended in Kansas City. Is I needed to find a scholarship to play soccer because I wasn't eligible for assistance. So I've always trusted, and there's always been a way. And so Baker came in the picture, and I ended up here, and I thought I would go back to, the plan was to go back to Mexico, teach English, and get my law degree. Instead, I fell in love with a amazing football player at KU, and we decided to stay here in the Midwest instead and raise some awesome babies. So
Thank you.
Yeah.
I learned some stuff there. That's awesome. I did not. I had no idea that you went to Baker on a soccer scholarship. So, wow, nice,
Yeah.
nice. Well, thank you for sharing that. Glad you're here, my friend.
Thank you for
Very
having me.
glad you're here. And let's go down this way. And I'll share this before we go. One of the reasons why donations are important for us on Giving Tuesday and anytime, like monthly donations, is it helps with all the things that come together for sharing with folks who we are and how we can help, both in the training room and out in community spaces, etc. Like, that's why all this matters. It helps with telling our story, with telling stories of people that want their stories told, and just helps with I call it the God magic, like the God magic that happens in everything that we do and who we are. So that's why it matters. That's why this stuff matters. That's why days like today matter. So let's go to Jeff King and Jeff and Corrine King. So, hey guys.
All right, I'll let Corrine go first.
Okay. Yeah, so we were introduced to HeartConnexion before we knew it as HeartConnexion back in 1997. And we both went through, it was called Breaking the Barriers back then. And it was it was probably the most amazing transformational experience I've ever been through in my life. And at that time in my life, which was many moons ago, I just clearly remember that for the first time in my life, I felt like I was truly worthy of being loved. And that was really huge for me. And then and after that, I probably about I don't know, year later or so, I went through Purpose of Vision Living, and that's where I came to realize that my mission in life is to create adventure for myself and others. So I remember, and a few years later, in 2003, I decided to really just do something wild and crazy and start commuting back and forth from our little town in Osage City and just commute back and forth to Kansas State University to do a master's degree program in theater and drama therapy. And while we were raising 5 kids, and while I was also a school accompanist and teaching at Allen Community College, it was the most insane time in my life. But I remember heading down on I-70 toward Kansas State University for my first class, and I remember screaming at the top of my lungs with joy, thinking, this is it. I am creating an adventure for myself and others. And I've been doing it ever since, working with elderly people. I create adventures for elderly people in nursing homes. Who would ever know it would turn out to be something like that? And so, yeah, there are different kinds of adventures that we might all think. But my life has totally been transformed. And then I went back to go through breakthrough last year, or I've lost track, but before the pandemic, and did it again. Sorry, it's all a blur since the pandemic. Wanted to revisit it because a lot happens in over 2 decades, and that was really helpful again, just to get a little bit deeper into who I am and to realize that I'm just in a new place in my life. So it's just been great, and I'll let Jeff.
All right.
Take
Yeah. We went through together in 97, and probably for me, the biggest thing for that breakthrough introduced me to was the challenge to really take initiative with my life rather than just letting life happen and rolling with it. And it didn't happen overnight. It really just kind of launched a whole new way of thinking that evolved over the next, well, it's still evolving, but especially over the next 20 years. And so just shifting and thinking outside the box. Again, the challenge to take responsibility, to define myself, to say what I want, to pursue, and to take action in that way. I spent most of my professional life in pastoral ministry, and that all kind of came to a head a couple of years ago when part of not only what Breakthrough did for me in terms of really being able to define myself, but also then being introduced to the Enneagram and ongoing spiritual direction with Dr. Paul. I made a shift and stepped out of pastoral ministry and started a nonprofit called Transmuto, and largely work with people, organizations, and helping them understand the Enneagram and how that can be a catalyst for their spiritual formation and personal development. So been doing that the last 2.5 years or so, and also am a hospice chaplain currently. So that's a bit of a quick rundown. And part of our big shift that we've done in the last year is we sold our home that we had for 25 years and raised our kids in, and took a leap and moved to Lawrence. And so we are now in Lawrence.
Yes, I wish I could say to the Jonases that we too moved to a tiny house.
Well, we did move to a tiny house.
Comparatively speaking, but we're not nomads. Our house is probably still way bigger than theirs. But yeah, it's been quite an adventure.
There's some similar threads, Jeff, in our stories for sure. So just appreciate both of you guys, like your energy and work in the world. What is up, Keith Rock?
Hey, Keith.
Good to see you. So appreciate you guys' energy and
hey, buddy.
What's up, dude? You are currently broadcasting live to over 18 trillion people. So, just whatever, all the stuff that you've held in, like you've wanted to say, like now's the time to say it, man. So
you shocked him.
I totally shocked him.
He's
I totally shocked him.
speechless.
Can you hear us? Can you hear me right now, Keith? That's a negative.
Okay, we'll put him on mute.
Okay. So next to last, but
What
certainly
about Rachel?
that's what I'm getting to right now. Next to last and certainly not least. Thank you guys. Like, folks are jumping in. Holy cow. This was like a telethon or something. Like I just should Jerry Lewis, like whatever. But folks are jumping in and giving right now.
Day has felt like a telethon.
It has, hasn't it? Like we
or like a talk show.
You know what'd be crazy is at
Love
some
it.
point, if we like went real big with this, like we had like a private jet where like we just bounced or like
To different
like,
people.
just, oh my God, that'd be fun, wouldn't it? Yeah. Or we just all say we're gonna do this from Hawaii. Then we just, say
I'm down.
Anyway, Rachel Keck, man, first of all, congratulations. Like you have a new you have a book that's just out. And president of the HeartConnexion board gives a ton of energy to helping leaders flourish, helping organizations lead and flourish well. So just share a bit. How are you here? Like, how do we know each other? How do we even know? How do I even know you?
Yeah. So it was 2011 and I was on staff at a church, slowly dying. Nobody seemed to know how to help me. And I actually, what's so interesting in that I realized so much in hindsight what I was looking for, but I was really looking. My dad was a pastor, so threads along with yours and Jeff's, but my dad was a pastor, and I think I was really trying to get into my dad's heart, by being on a church staff, just find my approval. I'm a 2 on the Enneagram. So although the last time I talked to Jeff King for some coaching, I was a 3. I've tried on lots of Enneagram numbers just to see how they, what can I learn from this? But so I was part of a weekend of hosting Paul Young, who wrote The Shack, and Paul Fitzgerald, and what's the other guy's name?
Baxter.
Oh yeah. Oh, that book, Jesus Across All Worlds.
Oh yeah,
rocked my world.
Yeah.
And I met T. Walker and just was able to really witness her and her peace. And I think deep down, I was like, I want some of that, but also my husband really needed some support. So I thought, let's go to Breakthrough for my husband, and I'll just tag along because
help him out.
That's the good wife thing to do.
That's right. That's right.
That was, yeah. So, this community has taught me how to be in community. Taught me how to open up to people. And, today you asked me, what would somebody be surprised about for my pre-breakthrough Rachel, is that I didn't open up to people. I fake opened up to people. Like, I let people feel my warmth, but I didn't actually open up my heart to people. And, geez, what a life you can build when you are opening up your heart to people. You can help people flourish. Like, you can be a model for flourishing. You can, do the hard things that people wish they could do, and journey along with them as they do it. So yeah, needless to say, it has been, when I describe it, I was like, it's just like something picked me up and turned me and like, no, you're going to go this way, a different way. So
yeah. And you really can't go back. That's what's interesting.
No.
Is I do think sometimes about the Matrix, where he's having that little moment with Neo, and he's like, is the red pill or the blue pill? And he's like, I know this is not a steak, but do you just wish you could go back? And it's the times in my life where I've had fleeting moments of that, I forget how miserable I was.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I forget, like, man, like, this is not, I just forget. It's like, man, like, that is not it. Like, there's a better way. And it's, yeah.
It is. So what I appreciate about days like this is just remembering how far we've come. Not that we're there or any, at the end, but we've really taken the steps to do the work. So yeah, beautiful.
So last, but certainly not least, our new additions to this conversation. A lot of you know Keith Rock, and like, you publicly know Keith Rock, and a lot of you have been impacted by both of them, but you've been impacted by Ann as well. Like, Ann, she is like she is like an incredible force, like a ghost force.
A ninja.
A ninja. Yes. Like, she's like a ninja. So great to have you guys. Great to have you guys. And if you want to share a little bit about Keith, you could share about your journey. Excuse me. And then Ann, if you want to share about your journey as well, like, why are you here? Why do you believe in this? What got you into breakthrough? Yeah.
Well, first of all, I'll start line right here. Great to see you guys. And get if you're out there listening, gotta give. Great. What a great organization. Breakthrough, you've seen. I've seen change, and I've seen hundreds of people's heart right before my eye. Cases like seeing 20, 30 years fall right off them. So it's an amazing experience, amazing community, and just incredible organization. Always does the work, and just proud to be a part of it. It's changed my life, and I will let Ann about her.
Buddy. So Keith and I live here in Spring Hill. We are around family that's here in town. Breakthrough has impacted our lives so greatly. We had 3 of our 4 kids go through Breakthrough. Several of our daughter-in-law, son-in-law have been through Breakthrough. It's all a common language for having discussion. It opens your heart for accepting of people sometimes. Walk into Breakthrough, there's a room full of people from all different walks. But everybody's on equal playing ground. So it's love and acceptance, great big family. That's why we believe in Breakthrough.
Okay. Oh, yeah. If you want to share a little bit, Ann, too. Why? I thank you for being on this, by the way. Like, thank you for being on this.
Hates this one.
Yeah. You
I
guys
went
got a little.
pickleball, and my hair's in a hat, but here.
Yeah. Why would you say personally Breakthrough was important for you?
It just opened my heart, let my guard down. I grew up in an alcohol, and perpetuated that in an alcoholic marriage, my first marriage, and did a lot of trying to keep everything like the beach ball under the ground or under the water. Nobody. And it's okay to let people see it, but it's okay to let people see what you've been through, and it didn't do me in. It opened my heart. It created a willingness for adventure. I mean, we have since then we were a lifeguard, a Coast Guard search when we got lost out log on one of those. And those were, it was a lot of fun after it was over. But we look forward to adventure and just living lives instead of trying to keep everything under control.
Thank you. Like, I appreciate.
It gave me more energy because I'm exhausted.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. Do you think, like, one of the things I think is, like, a lot of people, they're so used to exhaustion and weariness. You know what I mean? Like, it's like it couldn't even, like, oh my God, like, I don't have to live like this,
Right.
And a nurse, but she's like one of those stealthy people. Like I used to over the top kind of hard connections, all knows, and so I've toned that down a lot. She's a stealth person. She'll like slowly leave the breadcrumbs until and someone really sees. Okay, yeah. If Anne says yes, then she, people love her invitation. So it will for her.
Okay. Well, thank you guys for joining in. One of the things I've always appreciated about you both, but I'll say this to you about you, Ann, is you are eminently trustworthy. Like, if people don't trust you, then I just know not to trust them. That's what I think. Is like, oh, cool. Well, that's your truster. I promise you, and trustworthy. So appreciate you guys for joining. Everybody, appreciate you for joining us.
And thank you for staying in there during that feedback.
Yeah. Yeah, thank you guys. I know we're getting double feedback with Ann and Keith there
I've
too.
got several texts from people saying we're getting feedback.
So thank you guys. Thank you guys for navigating through that. So a couple things, okay? So folks are still donating right now, so this is awesome. We have a lot of surprises that we want to jump into. 305 of you got envelope packets from HeartConnexion that we mailed out to everyone who's been through Breakthrough in the last year and a half and everyone who's donated in the last 2 years, okay? So you got envelope packets. You got a little letter from me talking about ways that you can help specifically and generally for year-end giving. And you also got an envelope that said don't open until 7 p.m. today, like literally, and guess what time it is? It's like 7:10. So go ahead and open that if you're watching, wherever you're watching from. And if you don't have one of those, here's what you will find in them. So we're about to make a major wave. You ready for this? In every one of those envelopes, there is a self-addressed stamped postcard that says this: the gifts I see in you. It has postage on it. So I want you to think about someone in your life. We just went through Thanksgiving that you're grateful for, that comes to your heart, comes to your mind right now, that you're grateful for. And we're paying for you to let them know that. We're paying for you to let them know that. Wherever they are, okay, we got the postage. All you got to do is write the gifts I see in you. And whatever it is, like I just wanted you to know, like the gifts I see in you is you are so resilient. Like one of the things that people don't know about you is that you are so caring and loving. If there's one person that is on your heart to do that, okay, then send it to them. If you didn't get one of those packets in the mail and you would like one of these cards, turns out we have some. Okay? It turns out we have a veritable plethora of them right here. So if you want some of them, okay, then just let us know. You can text me or text Amber. We'll get some to you. One of the things that you will find as well in said envelope is a magnetic schedule for the breakthrough dates for 2022. Okay? So you will notice the first breakthrough in 2022 is in Northwest Arkansas. The second one is in Kansas City. The third one, I want to make sure I'm right on this. The third one is in Kansas City. The fourth one's in Northwest Arkansas. The fifth one's in Kansas City. And then there's a to be determined for the winter one. So we are working on details, but it looks like we will be in Tulsa, Oklahoma for November for breakthrough in 2022. So Tulsa, Oklahoma, we are coming to you. And that we have magnets for these too. It turns out we've got quite a few of those. If you want those, if you want the gifts I see in you, if you got that packet in the mail, then you will have one that's already has a self-addressed stamp. I want you to think of someone that you value, like, man, I'll tell you one thing that I'm always aware of is I'm always aware to encourage the encouragers. I'm always aware to bring light to the light breakers. I'm always aware to bring grace to the grace givers. Like that's just something I'm always aware of. And those are the first thoughts. But like this is a great way, friends, to like you want to make a wave and like bring light in your life. This is the way to do it. The other way I would say is some of you got, how many was it? Like 6? Was it 6 envelopes? That like special envelopes. Yep. And what they have in them is that we give it away 2 breakthroughs. Okay. That will be in your envelope. You'll notice it. Okay. So surprise. A couple of you are opening that envelope and you got 2 breakthrough scholarships for 2022. A couple of you got 2 PVL scholarships. Surprise. And a couple of you got 2 focusing session scholarships with Dr. Paul. So how fun is that? And
lots of confetti.
And lots of confetti. I will say this. I want to take a moment to say this, okay? First of all, Amber Webb, like Charlie Baggy, fantastic. I can't tell you how much work that they have put into this whole year-end arena. We're not done yet. Like this is a day, and that's a big day, but it's a day, okay? I can't tell you how much work has happened in this and so much. I'll say this. Anytime you see magic happen in life, anytime you see God magic happen in life, it never just happens. There's always work behind the scenes. There are always people putting planning strategy together into it to create a space, a container for just amazing stuff. So massive thanks, my friend. Awesome, awesome job. And I want to say this too. Rachel's president of the board phenomenal. Like, thank all those guys that are on the board. And I want to say a special thanks to a friend, Jenna Dickey. Jenna was very helpful and influential in feedback and help with the strategies that we're doing now for year-end giving, and some that we'll jump into in December, which leads me to this. So also what we said is anyone who gave today, whatever you gave, we're going to give away 2 BT scholarships in 2022, and we've looked at the list, we've done the drawing, and I'm going to give a little surprise too. Okay, so the first person is Stacy Keel. Stacy Keel, well done, my friend. Like, it's your day. It's your day.
Birthday.
Second person, that's the one I'm segue, is Jenna and David Dickey. Jenna and David Dickey, my friends.
The comment is on.
There you are, Jenna. I see you. Congratulations, my friend. And I'll say this too. We have one more breakthrough scholarship that we're going to give away, but that'll be tomorrow morning. So people can keep giving tonight, the rest of the night, etc. Very, very excited. I can't say this enough. We had 12 immersive experiences planned during the year of COVIDia. 12. We have budgets for all of it, and we did 2. And because of folks like you guys, wherever you are, because of you, like, we're able to honor all our commitments. We're able to do what we do as best as we can do. And last year we had COVID capacities in all of our locations that we had. We don't anticipate that for next year. I don't know if this is wood, but we're knocking on it. We don't anticipate. We're hoping that doesn't happen this year. Man, just very, very, very excited. So many people, there's so much that goes into the magic of these spaces. So thank you guys. Again, gifts I see in you. If you want them, if you want some, holler at me, holler at Amber. We'll get you some. You can open your packet. There's a self-addressed stamped envelope. One person, what do we care? You can make as many copies of this you want. Like, you can make as many light ripples as you want by sharing with people the value that you see in them. But we're paying postage for one of them. So anyway, thank you guys. Magnets here too. We'll have some of those for folks. And
if you're a business and you want some of these.
Yeah. You know what? If you're a business and you want some of these, like, if you want them, like, for people in your life and your organization, Rachel talks a ton about with what she does about culture and business and organizations. Like, start telling people how much you value them, and don't BS them. Like, don't do it because you feel like you should, but, like, honestly, hold space with people and see them. Like, tell them what you value about them, the gifts they see, that you see in them, and watch what happens. So tell the people you love them. Tell the people you're grateful for that you're grateful for them. Right? I remember one of my folks I knew growing up he would just say, it's like, well, my wife knows she loves me. I love her. I'm like, well, cool. It should be easy then. You go ahead and tell her anyway. He's like, I'm not going to tell her. She knows I love her. Like, dude, that's such BS. Like, you should, if she knows, it's easy. Go for it. Tell the people you love them. Tell the people you're grateful for that you're grateful for them. You have nothing to lose. Light will win, and love saves the day with that stuff. 100%. So any thoughts, Rachel? Anybody else? Like, anything? I'm just grateful for you guys. So.
Well, I want to take a minute and say, Brad Hill, that you have ridden a roller coaster of all sorts of stuff over the last couple of years. Maybe since you
most people don't even know.
No,
Yeah,
I mean,
they don't even know.
Stepping in as executive director, and then going through 2020, and then having your whole board change, and I mean, all sorts of
few
right hooks.
landmines this year.
Landmines is a great way to put it.
Yeah.
But you are an inspiration. Your energy and your passion for this, and your ability to pivot in ways that are meaningful. It is really like it's the wind beneath the wings sort of stuff going on. And so I want to shout out to you for doing that, really, for just bringing that energy to all of us and to this organization. So
Thank you.
thank you.
I received that. Thank you. I really believe in this.
Mhm.
I mean, I really believe in this. Like, I believe in who we are and what we're doing. And if I didn't, I wouldn't do it. And I just love. It's nice to be a part of something that, like, you're not going out and like selling something that inside my soul's like, you know what I mean? It's like,
Mhm.
come on, like I got to do this. I have to do this. Like, I've done that. I mean, we could share stories on that, Jeff. I've done that. Like, I ain't doing that. And that is not the way home, and that's not how I'm gonna live. So I appreciate that, Rachel. Thank you.
Mhm.
Thank you. So awesome, everybody. Oh my gosh, yeah, we are actually, including the extra, we are up to 75% of our goal right now for the night.
Nice
So
job.
people have been, yeah. And also, I forgot to mention this too. Like, we have a $15,000 matching donor towards year-end giving. So anything up to $15,000 towards year-end giving will be matched by 3 generous donors in this community. So, yay, let's go. So
Keep going. How do
awesome.
they give?
Oh yeah, you go to they're right there. It's scrolling across the bottom. How fun is that? HeartConnectionGive.org is the easiest way. You could just go there right now. HeartConnectionGive.org. HeartConnexion, ConneXion, give.org. You know what? If you've been impacted by what we do, that's helpful. You can jump in. If you haven't, you're like, this sounds fun. Like, this is a Giving Tuesday. I want to be a part of giving organizations that help people flourish.
Mhm.
We've all survived. We have all survived. I'm ready to flourish. I'm ready and interested to help people flourish. And so that's 100% what we're about. So love you guys. We're about to jump off here. And Amber, everybody else has been a part of this. I have no idea how many people watching everywhere. I'm just seeing some of the comments, but this is fun. So appreciate you guys. Love you. Until next time.
Mhm.
All right. See ya.
Bye, family.